Hi, I'm Tracy Branford of Trunk Events. Today I'm going to take you through your wedding budget if you have 250,000 Rand to spend. It's important for our couples to have a budget in mind, a realistic spend for your dream day. So what is a budget? Most people don't know what your wedding will cost, and most couples plan their wedding a year in advance. So it's very important from the start when you get engaged to discuss with your fiancé and with the families what you are comfortable to spend, and then try to remain within budget. When you are planning your wedding with your mom and your fiancé, and please do get parents involved because they tend to have a lot to do with the spend and the comfortable spend and to contribute as well. But 250,000 Rand is a beautiful spend for a wedding. People ask, how do we come up with this figure? But we'll give you a few tips as to where you would allocate your budget. Very important when you're planning this big day in your life that you know what things cost. So let's start from the top. We mentioned that 50% of your budget is a portion to your venue first and foremost, and that is on average about 50,000 Rand. So a really good wedding venue in Cape Town goes for around 50 to 60,000 Rand. And please don't hold me to it, but I'm just speaking averages. Or you could even pick up last minute wedding special deals with venues. So anybody's getting married in the next 3 months, please do reach out to us. But yeah, 50,000 Rand for your venue. I would say about 45,000 Rand for food. We're working on about 100 guests, 120 guests. And a very good budget for your menu is 450 Rand per person. If you are on a strict budget and you want to cut back, have the conversation with the chef and perhaps eliminate one serving. So take out a starter and do canapes for pre-drinks. But 45,000 Rand is a really good budget for food. And then also please do allow for a little bit of the extra costs, such as the chefs on hand and a little bit of hiring costs. Perhaps you're serving in a dish that the venue doesn't include in its package. So there will be, give or take, 5,000-6,000 Rand extra for hiring fees. But once you've got that ticked and that portion of your budget, which you've been realistic about, is rewarded to the important areas of your wedding, you're good to go. You can now sit back and the rest of your planning will be with ease. I would then say work on our photographer, and we introduce you often to very good photographers who work in and around the Western Cape, and they start with about 20,000 to 28,000 Rand on average. I would say 25,000 Rand is a very good average rate for a very good photographer for about 8 hours. Again, they include stuff, and if you perhaps book photographers in advance, they throw in engagement shoots and so forth. Videography is amazing and become very important in modern times. You're looking back on memories. We're going into a digital world where we share links and videos and stuff. So videography equally important as photography, and I would say minimum of 25,000 Rand. So you're looking at 50,000 for photo video. The important things to book, and not in terms again of budget, but is your marriage officiant, 2,500 to 3,500 Rand. Very good marriage officiant who comes about half an hour before, spends an hour, and also does your actual registry on the day. So you are officially married, yay. Your wedding budget for your flowers and your decor, I would say, 20,000 Rand is a great budget, 20 to 25 for your flowers. Again, work with local florists who are pretty much located in the area of your venue, so they don't have a long travel time. It also gives your flowers longevity. And remember the work that goes into flowers. People say, well, I can go to the wholesalers and buy flowers myself. These are specialized professionals, they're artists, and they really bring the venue to life. So allocate a decent budget for flowers. It does absolutely magically change your venue. And about 15 for decor. What is decor? Some napkins, candle, decor, table numbers, easels, seating plans, and stuff like that. That's very important that sort of ties in with the floral theme and with the theme that you originally wanted and you had in mind. And then the smaller things that are equally important, and I mentioned the marriage officiant, but your DJ, I would say our DJs go for about 8,500 Rand, and this would be a package from about 2 o'clock if your ceremony starts at 4, and our DJs work until midnight, and then after that they charge an hourly rate. So be mindful of the overtime charge, but you can allocate about 7,000 to 8,000 Rand for your DJ. And then you've got a decent spend as well on your wedding cake, which is about 3,500 to 5,500 rand. Many people say nobody eats the wedding cake. I find that the families do, the aunties do, the grandparents love to have a piece of wedding cake before they go home. So if your family is traditional and if you as a couple aren't, just consider everyone who's attending your wedding as well, because people love having sweets. I think South Africans are big sweet tooths. Do book a professional makeup artist, and I would say that from the start, after you've got your venue, photographer, hair and makeup, dress, those things go hand in hand. And our hair and makeup teams, prices vary, but I think they've kept it at a standard price of about 2.5 for bridal hair and makeup. But then you are considering perhaps treating your girls, the bridesmaids. On average, 3 bridesmaids are included for maybe another 6,000 rand. Or chat to your bridal team and chat to your girls if they're organizing your bachelorette party to perhaps come up with, a gift that they would then contribute towards your wedding for your bridal hair and makeup, because that can tend to be expensive. And I've seen bridal hair and makeup quotes for the bridal team go up to 10,000 rand. So bear that in mind, and if you want to be generous, take care of your girls and treat them and let them have lashes and let them go wild on the day. Perhaps somewhere in the planning process, and you've sort of comfortably booked most of your vendors, do consider booking someone to relieve you of the stresses of the day and who will communicate with all the vendors that I've mentioned. You would have to reach out to a coordinator at least midway in planning, and this person would give you guidance and pretty much take from you where you're at and be able to run with the rest of the details, and then be there for you on the day for a duration of 8 to 10 hours from the morning, from the time you start hair and makeup, and at least until the dance floor opens. So do book that person, and on average you could probably get a good coordinator for 5,000 to 7,000 rand. Some people offer more than others in their packages. Venues will recommend good coordinators who they know and trust and will give you a great experience, and someone will literally be your bestie on the day. So it won't be your bridesmaid or your mom or mom-in-law. It'll be your coordinator that you can reach out to, and you'll be able to touch base with this person in advance and then definitely during the day, and they will ensure that the timeline is set, that everybody has been communicated all the details of your day, and that you have the best experience. So digital invitations, digital save the dates, websites for your wedding, there's such amazing stuff online, and some of those things are free. I mean, I find it amazing, these templates. You can just pop in your own information and there you have it. You have your save the date and it's out. But you do need some sort of stationery printed just to give your guests some information on the day. Some people have a welcome sign with the timelines of how the day is going to plan out. Some people print a menu because we do have different dietary requirements, and it's very important that our guests do see and know what they're eating in advance. And then also, most important, and even if it's the only stationery you print, is your seating plan, which many of our suppliers will do for you and tie it in with the theme and the flowers and the decor. We can come up with awesome templates and designs. Very important for our guests to know where they are seated. I know people believe, the free seating works and it's a fun wedding and the vibe's chilled, but we do have guests who need to know where they have been allocated. They want to know who they're sitting with, and they feel very important if their name is on a seating plan. So your seating plan in your stationery can be literally 0.5% or 0.5% or 1% of your wedding. It just depends on how creative you are. You can DIY your own seating board. It doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg, but it is important to consider that you need a percentage of your wedding, even if it's 1%, allocated to some decent stationery and seating plan. You can even print personalized cards. You can handwrite notes to each guest, making them feel very welcome, or have a name card as well. So that's something that's equally as important in your wedding, just to help streamline the day, and your coordinator will love you if you have a seating plan, just so you know. It's been really amazing being able to give you some advice and tips on your budget. Please do feel free to reach out to us. I'm Tracy Branford of Trunk Events. You can find us at Pink Book.